All right. Happy Monday. Happy post World Cup. It has been an absolutely incredible adventure, but
yes.
A good chunk of me is happy to now see it in the rearview mirror and get back to some sense of normalcy. My wife, I have to reintroduce myself to my wife and all that. But as we start every Monday show, I've got Diego and Naz beside me. How the hell are you guys?
Happy to be over, but sad that it's not coming back until like 4 years down.
Well, we have the Women's World Cup next year.
That'll be fun.
In Brazil.
That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
I kind of want to go. But anyway, how was the week for you? How was the weekend?
It was good. The week, we talked about it yesterday. It was busy with everything.
I mean, we spent it here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, we took up residence here. So the past 40 days weren't really 40 days. It was a bunch of World Cup appointments. And that's how time was managed for us.
Again, it's been great for the brewery and for the area, but it was also on the heels of the Knicks NBA championship run. It's just been a whirlwind of a...
If we talk about the brewery, this started 3 months ago, I think, when like the conference finals were about to be ready and get going.
When was that? That would have been...
I can't remember exactly, but it was...
April, May, somewhere in there.
Exactly.
Maybe even early June. I can't remember. Honestly, like...
So exactly. We've been at
this summer has aged me probably 20 years.
Yeah. We've been at this for about 2.5 months, and it was awesome. The whole end of May, June, then right into July. Now it's done. Now we can recapitulate everything and, kind of like analyze all the advantages.
I know.
And the nonsense.
And maybe most importantly... Get ready for the 26-27 club season. It's literally
around the corner.
The Premier League kicks off, I think, August 22nd. So we got 32 days now with Arsenal Coventry, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the Friday game, I think. So good on that. Naz, how about you? How was your weekend?
I mean, it was basically the same thing as Diego's. I was here.
Together, but
here.
The audience doesn't know we were holding hands for 3 straight days.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I am also along with you guys where it's one of those like it's that weird lethargic feeling after the big event. Like now what?
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's done. Now what do we do?
Exactly. Where do we go from here? But no, we got plans and we got things.
We do have things. And one I am more than happy to announce, even though nothing's official yet. We're going to do it anyway, whether it's official or unofficial. But we have added to our portfolio, I guess you could say, of in the brewery supporters clubs with Arsenal Football Club. Naz, for the time being, will be taking the lead on that.
Yes.
So anyone out there that is local and wants to join our supporters club, we will have all the matches on either the big screen or one of our auxiliary TVs. With sound as much as possible.
Yes.
We do have some other events potentially planned with Arsenal NYC. But if you are interested in that, Naz, what is the email address that they can find information on?
It's theHVArsenal at gmail.com.
Yeah. Okay. So for anyone interested, and I'll probably, when this goes to YouTube, I'll put that in the comments.
I'll make I'll see if I can make something on social media.
Yeah. So, we are in its infancy, but between the great run and championship season that Arsenal had, and all the great momentum and interest that we've had from our World Cup fans,
absolutely,
Arsenal is being added into the fold. Happily so. I've always said this building is more than big enough to support any and every supporters club that we could dream of here.
Absolutely.
I look forward to the next London Derby here with North London Derby with our Arsenal faithful. So thank you for taking the lead on that, Naz, and I'm looking forward to more growth and we do have some other events planned that we cannot talk about yet, but that one I'm happy to be able to share. So, all right, not a ton going on since our last show. We did have a live show yesterday morning that was not broadcast. So if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to pop into our YouTube channel to find all the information on that. We talked about the semifinals. We talked about the third place match. I also just dropped a an Instagram and TikTok reel about the third place match. Should it count for stats, etc. So find that as well. And if you want to voice your opinion, please do so in the comments there. I'm really I go back and forth all the time on whether it should matter, shouldn't it matter. But anytime someone comes to me with, not just yes it should, but like it should matter because of this, I'm always happy to hear those arguments and maybe change my opinion on it. So make sure you find that one as well. All right. World Cup final was yesterday. It went, I think, deep down like a lot of people thought it would, whether they wanted that to be the result or wanted more excitement, more flair, more goals, whatever. I think it went down how a lot of people thought Spain and Argentina would play.
It's more of a school of thought then.
Right.
It's more like if you know soccer, if you play soccer, if you have been in tournaments, and if you have gotten any farther, even at any level, you understand that the pressure is there, and you understand that, like you said, a third and fourth place match, although it counts for certain different things, is not going to count for your pressure
right.
when it comes to the situation. You're like, well, I already lost the chance to be a champion.
Which is why we saw 10 goals in that match.
Exactly. Who cares? This one, you don't want to make that mistake if you're a player.
Yeah.
For the usual fan, you expected that, you saw this third and fourth place, which are not the best teams because they're not in the finals, for a, innocent bystander, as they say, point of view. If you see this cagey match, you're like, oh my God, this is so boring. Where are the goals? Why these other, two teams over there that are playing for nothing went off the way they were. So that was the situation on the game. And for the most part nowadays, with all this information and internet, content that you have, you're fairly well informed. So you are right. Most people understood that this is a final. And, for all the chat that was out there, they understood that it was not going to be an exciting match.
Yeah.
But the second level is the real tactics. And that's where the match was incredibly exciting.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was, and honestly, this was utter dominance from Spain.
Yep. Yes.
And if not for, whether you like him or not, if not for Emi Martinez, this match is a 3 or 4 goal game easily.
Yeah.
Well, I have the stats here. We'll run down them quick. And we all know, stats are not everything, in especially in soccer.
Yeah.
But Spain had 68% possession, 800 passes completed, 20 shots, 11 on target.
Yep.
Argentina, for the first time in World Cup final history, did not record, forget about on target, a single shot in 90 minutes in regulation. Their first shot was Messi in the 117th minute, and that one wasn't even saved by Simone. It was off Mikel Merino's face.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a lot to be said for Merino and Spain as a whole and the team defense. But only 3 shots total from Argentina, none on target. Obviously, some of that was affected by the 93rd minute second yellow turned red card to Enzo. Well, you're a man down. Yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't deserved. In my opinion, it was absolutely deserved. Yeah. But the fact that they went through almost all of extra time as well without recording a shot, certainly made it tougher with 10 men. Ferran Torres in the 106th minute did get the eventual game winner.
A great assist from O'Reilly to
Nico Williams. Not Inaki Williams. Nico Williams.
Nico Williams.
Yeah, I even said it in our Discord. The goal was good. The assist was absolutely incredible to have that body control and
vision, because I was
going to say to keep the ball back in
and to not the selflessness to not try to just put it on target yourself when you're in. Obviously his angle was bad. There's obviously that, but your instinct is just get it on target. And he, after chasing that ball down, had the wherewithal to kind of turn and head it almost directly backward to an incoming Ferran Torres. Was absolutely incredible. And I don't know if you saw post-match, I actually sent it to a couple of people. Nico Williams, after the match, after receiving his medal, walked over and gave it to his mother, which I thought was a very touching gesture. So overall, do we agree with? Are we happy with who won? And just in terms of style of play, obviously, we all have our fandoms and dislikes and all that.
Allegiances. No. Go ahead, my brother.
No, I was going to say, so as you guys know, I was with Spain from the beginning.
Yes.
And
which we'll get to later in the show.
Well, no, sure. It was just funny that, like, a lot of people have issues with what they call haramball and holding on to it and playing out of the back. And if anything, Spain does it the correct way.
Yes.
Right. They are able to, they have players that can play any part of the field. They have players that can work from back to front and continue to keep control of the ball no matter where they start with it on the field. It's crazy.
It's incredible. And the goal, like you said, you are touching in the exact points that type of soccer, specifies to be good at. Knowing where every player is at every point in time.
Yep.
In both ends of the field.
Yeah.
The guy that's setting up or the guy that's coming. You know what I mean? Like you said, the body control that you have to have, and also the confidence to know that there will be somebody coming right behind you, whoever that is, and that the ball needs to get to this point.
I mean, there was a couple back heels. Like there was a couple back heels. Like they knew that player was going to be there.
Exactly. It's not a matter of just luck or anything or prowess, because they're all incredible players. And we established here that in this World Cup, if there is anything that was completely clear, is that the level of play, the playing field, is a lot more level than we think it is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? All the pundits and everybody talks about. There is no dominant team like that anymore. Somebody is going to crush everybody. Spain did it by playing the right way, like we talk about it. They could have scored 1,000 goals in a lot of teams, but there are a lot of times they just enough to win, just to conserve energy and to protect your players and to all these things.
And despite the extra round of matches with the 48-team tournament, this is the least goals conceded by a champion in World Cup history.
Exactly. This is a new school of soccer. That's the thing. This is something we saw with this 2010 Spain with the tiki-taka, but this is the next iteration of that. And this is a new model of soccer. For better or for worse, everybody's going to have to adapt. Barcelona, from the look of it, is going to kind of dominate.
Well, you have a good bunch of these players that are with Barcelona.
Or come from the Masia. That's not necessarily the Barcelona thing. It's the Masia thing. That's the school of soccer that's being coached and taught there. And that's the kind of scary part when it comes to that. To Spain, and specifically as a country, not necessarily the Spaniard league.
Sure.
Because everybody goes everywhere. Yeah. And that's the thing. So that soccer is going to go everywhere.
Let's also all be clear on this. Yes, there are going to be copycats, just like there were after Spain 2010, just like there were with that OG Guardiola Barcelona team, just like there was with the Man City under Guardiola.
Yep.
But you need the players to pull it off too. You can want to do whatever the hell you want. If you don't have the personnel to pull it off, then you look like an idiot. Just like, we obviously not to the same extent, but we talked about England, with falling behind to Argentina after, taking that 1-0 lead.
Listen. They pulled off Arsenal players and they conceded 2 goals. Spain put 2 Arsenal players on and they scored the goal.
But the point, my point is, Tuchel did that in prior matches also.
Yes.
But when they won, it's okay. When it turns around and bites you and you lose 2-1 to Argentina, despite probably for the majority of the game being the better team, then you look like you have egg on your face.
That is exactly the criticism. It's not necessarily the fact that you did it, because yes, you did it with success to Mexico, to other teams, not Argentina.
Right.
There is levels of cognizance that you have to have when it comes to a game, in a professional level like that. That's expected of him. It's not necessarily that it's a extra thing that a great coach has. No, every coach needs to understand that there are from teams to teams. And that was his mistake. You know what I mean? That's my personal problem with that. Not that he did it. It's who did he do it to?
Yeah.
You know, at this point, you understand that this is a control and a possession match, not an attrition match. Because chances are you're going to be on the back foot at some point. Why are you taking your strikers out? Like, that is going way too far, way too quick. That was my problem, and that was the mistake I think he did.
Sure.
Not necessarily the fact that he did it, because parking the bus is a thing that every team did. That's how the little teams got the
That is
result.
a skill set that every player and team should at least know how to do.
Yep.
But to do it for 35 minutes against a Messi-led Argentina, probably not the best of ideas.
Exactly. So that was the point with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the only situation when it comes to that. But Spain was a different type of situation. They never conceded the ball to anybody. Anybody they played, whether they were good or whether they were bad. It wasn't like Spain didn't score too many goals. It was just they didn't want to score that many goals. They scored whatever they need to. They did whatever they need to. They just kept the ball away from you. Every single one of their games, I think they have over 60% of possession.
Probably.
If not more. With the lower level teams, or the lower tier teams in the World Cup, they kept it like 80%. The other players never saw the ball. And how many shots on target? Very minimal amount. Because they kept control of the middle of the field. And like Aaron said, everybody can play anywhere.
Yeah.
So like it's just crazy.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of talking about how much we know things, let's go to our World Cup prediction.
Lack thereof.
Yes. We all admittedly did not do well with our predictions. In all honesty, obviously hindsight is always 20/20, but I tried to not always pick the obvious, thought that a lot of people had, even if it was against some of my better judgment, not all of it. So we'll go for the winners. Naz, who did you pick to win the World Cup before we started here?
I picked Spain.
So we start well.
We started very nice.
And then we fall off a precipitous cliff here.
Yeah, there's some fudge room with these.
Diego picked Norway to win, which honestly
a while there, they
made it a lot further than I think a lot of people gave credit for, and they became the people's choice, it seemed,
the Cinderella
for winning. So kudos to you, Diego.
Goddamn wire.
Erin, who is not with us today for her, I can't believe she's not going to celebrate her birthday with us. But Erin picked
she will celebrate
France, who lost to Spain in that semifinal, and I picked Brazil. I thought they were going to continue growing into the tournament. They did not. They were a big letdown in my opinion. Maybe a shout for the biggest shock, loss for a top ranked team. My runner up with that was Netherlands, who also got knocked out via shootout to Morocco, I believe it was. So, obviously disappointing, but Morocco is a very strong team. So, it wasn't like they were
the most
out.
even match of all those.
All right, Naz, by virtue of the way the brackets shake out, this was unable to happen. But who did you have as a runner?
I had France. So Spain did beat France, but it was in the semifinal.
And I think by all accounts, or if not all, most accounts, Spain, France were the
final,
and by far the two strongest teams in the tournament. Yep. Although France finished in fourth, not even in third, so we will say that. Diego, you had Brazil.
That's because England put on Arsenal players.
There you go.
Arsenal players.
Diego had Brazil, so we'll not rehash my thoughts about Brazil.
Yeah.
And then Erin had the exact opposite of Naz's. She had France beating Spain in the final, so she gets a little bit of cred there. And on top of it, Erin had Kylian Mbappe to win the Golden Ball or Golden Boot rather, for top scorer, which she did win. Diego, Luis Diaz showing your heart there.
It was so hard. It was so hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Colombia needs finishers. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like every game we watched ended 1-0, 0-0.
This tournament, they thought they had them. Whether it was Diaz, whether it was Suarez, whether it was Rios. Yeah. They had multiple players that even James, multiple players that have scored big goals in big games for big clubs.
Yeah.
I remember.
And it just, and this is the nature of a knockout tournament. One game doesn't go your way, and here it is.
Listen, I just remember watching the first game, and it was like every time they're coming down the wing, they're passing up the wing, and then he falls back. And you're like, why did you put it in the box?
Yeah.
There's no one in the box. There's no one in the box.
It's the confidence level. So now we have the players. So it's the next step. You have to now understand and trust those players as a coach. And I mean, having an Argentinian coach, as much as we have loved our Argentinian coach, because the last 15 years, I think, 20 years of Colombian soccer is being coached by Argentinian coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, back to Jose Peckerman. Yeah.
So the culture is becoming that, but Colombia as a team doesn't trust in Luis Diaz as they used to trust in Palermo back in the day, or they used to trust,
I will say, even, not to interrupt you, but even in his best days with Liverpool and now Bayern Munich, Diaz is a fantastic goal scorer, but he runs hot and cold.
Yes,
that.
But you have to trust him and give him the ball
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Whether
was the problem.
Whether or not he's missed the last 8 opportunities, you got to keep feeding him the ball. Yeah, no, I agree.
And they will just try to have him do that to other players.
Right.
No. You have Quintero in there, and that was what we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love James and everything, and he did great back in that World Cup, this was Quintero's time.
Right.
James comes out of the bench. He sits the first 45. Quintero, with the speed, with the precision, feeds Luis. You know what I mean? And that's what.
And then James comes in, the cool, collective,
exactly.
older guy. He's been there.
We get goals. We get 1 goal, 2 goals in the first half. Then he controls and does what you said he was doing.
Yeah.
You run it all the way out and you run it back. And if anybody, sleeps on it, Luis crosses again and you shoot it. You throw it at him. And that is just a fundamental confidence in your players thing.
Sure.
That, now James is gone. Quintero's coming in. Yep. We'll see what happens.
Yep. No, for sure. All right, Nas, you had Harry Kane, who I believe wound up.
I think it was
third or fourth. I can't remember anymore.
I mean, if he played in the third cup match, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have got those 3.
If he got some of Bukayo Saka's. That's the wrong.
Do you think so? I think he would have gotten at least 2 or 3.
Well, unless obviously with Saka on 2. On the hat trick. Otherwise, I think if Kane is in, he's taking that penalty.
Yeah.
Actually, Bellingham with that goal.
6 goals, no.
6 goals, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So he would have been third.
Joint 5th place.
Yep.
But yeah, by virtue of having 2 assists, he would have jumped up over everyone else 1 goal ahead of him. Mm-hmm. I had Kai Havertz, who actually started quite well. And then obviously... by virtue of not having any more games to play because Germany got knocked out, which is always a factor in how you get to winning a golden boot. Golden ball.
Wait, no, I do have to want to talk about Mbappe on that one because I think that's a hollow golden boot.
What?
So,
he was all about himself in this, man.
But here's the thing: is as much as
he's a goal scorer.
Yeah.
What do you want from them?
Team player.
Yeah, but as much as it is a team game, as much as it is a team game, the team does not progress unless that ball gets in the back of the net. So as much as he can be selfish,
didn't we just have this conversation about Lucho? You were saying Diaz always got the ball. Diaz puts it in. You get it to Diaz. So you're making it a one-man group that way. We get it. You don't like Mbappe. It's fine.
Maybe I don't. Yeah, no, I actually don't. Actually don't. No, I'm not even going to lie. I don't.
All right, so we found your player that you have no reason to not like.
But I don't.
But you don't like
Mbappe. I don't like Haaland. I don't know who Dave doesn't like.
No, anybody.
Honestly,
every player.
Mine along with Diego's team, it might be Debu. He's such a good goalkeeper, and or maybe Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford. That's right. Jordan Pickford is my guy.
That's the most I've heard all World Cup is Jordan Pickford.
I don't know what it is. Like Pickford. I just don't like him.
There you go.
And I've said to multiple people, I'm like, I can't stand that he plays so well for England because I want to dislike him even more. But he shows up. I mean, he played great in that semifinal against Argentina. Oh man.
Yeah, no, I guess I do dislike Mbappe enough to stop the stream of the show to be like, no. I got to talk shit about him.
All right. Let's go to Golden Ball. This
Yep.
is for the best player of the tournament. Aaron had Ryan Cherki of France and Man City. He really had a fairly limited role for
I think he
France.
came on as a sub most
Most
of the time.
of the time,
Sometimes
yeah.
he just sat.
It was weird.
Diego had the striking Viking, Erling Haaland, who honestly...
I'm sure if he had made it a little bit farther, he might have won
I'm
it.
actually surprised. He didn't even win top 3.
That's why I said I think if they make it to the semifinal, I think he gets one
for sure.
100%.
And obviously they don't publicize like how the voting goes and all that. So who knows? But I think that was a good shout. I think like Nas said, if they make it one round further, he's probably
It's
right in there, if
conversation.
not the winner. Nas had Mikel Merino, who I think
again, it's weird. Most of my choices were like semi-Spain related.
Yeah.
I just chose the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like,
But honestly,
I mean, technically, again, here, let me put it to you this way: if Marino scores that header,
Yeah.
and they win 1-0 off of his header, he wins.
Yeah.
You know, because he already had 2 game winners prior to this.
Yeah, I certainly think that if you qualify like impact per minute played, I think Marino is probably the best player in the World Cup when it comes to
efficiency-wise.
he came on as a late sub for both of those match winners
And in the final.
and he took a ball to the face to keep
protect
the
the goal.
shutout
And that
intact.
should count.
He
more
had
than
he
anything
was
else.
off by literally a foot on
Yeah.
that. Oh my god!
And he had the assist on the other disallowed goal, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So
the foul.
the foul, which
The foul on the foot.
okay, like so let's
Never a foul,
can
bro. Never,
we can
no,
go to that real quick.
absolutely.
I
was a
agree.
fact.
In my opinion, it's not a foul,
Papa Infantino made the
but
call.
I think by letter of the law, yes, the contact could be a foul. I wouldn't have called it.
Was there? That wasn't a contact, dude.
He did step on the
stepped
foot.
on his
He
foot,
stepped
yeah.
on the guy's foot. That's it. But
And my thought is, again, to go back to what VAR does, is for clear and obvious errors, I don't think it was
Clear
clear.
enough.
I think, we always used to talk about this in NFL football. Like, there's not enough evidence to overturn what.
Yes.
So if it was called a foul on the field, I think it stays a foul on the field. If they
wasn't-
let it go and they try to look back to see if it was a foul, I don't think that goal comes back. I don't, you know what I mean?
It's not
It's just, it's that. I hate to even use this phrase because I don't think it's a gray area, but it's that like kind of in between, like whatever the
lines.
call on the field was, it is. You know, we've all had our gripes with VAR within the World Cup, outside the World Cup, at the club level. But you look back, and then I think we talked about this a few weeks ago on the show. You look back to Maradona's goal against England, the hand of God.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry in the qualifier against Ireland, like all these goals, like that, those are off. So we are definitely a net positive in terms of what VAR has contributed to the game. To get the calls right most of the time. Do they still get it wrong? Absolutely. Is it more consistently right now? Yeah.
Well, it's more egregious, I guess, because our complaint is that we have the technology and then we know we can make it work.
Right. We want it
But we
perfect.
get into this-
Yeah.
Well, again, there's still the people are like, oh well, there's VAR, there shouldn't be an error.
Yeah.
There's still human error because there's
Right.
still humans looking at the
it.
VAR.
Right, exactly.
Like,
And a lot of these
Yeah.
calls are judgment calls,
Yep.
not
Yeah.
not fact or fiction. Although,
Step on foot.
exactly. So
Maybe we make it that way.
let's
And
you know
it's
what
annoying
that
as fuck as it is, but that will be a
that's a
thing
great topic for
I need to foul
our
one.
Yeah.
our in between World Cup and club season
Step on foot.
AI.
episodes. We'll talk about that.
Bring it.
My best player, again, kind of flamed out early. He did have some flashes of brilliance, but it was the Netherlands midfielder Tijani Reinders, formerly of AC Milan, now Man City.
Yeah.
Had some flashes of brilliance, but again, they didn't make it far enough into the tournament. Flipping it around to our surprise Cinderellas.
All three of us got this one.
Yeah, I mean, I had Australia, who made it out of the group. They were a tough out, but certainly not what you would consider, I don't think, a Cinderella. Nas and Diego both had Japan.
Which again, the joke is that leading down a line of rabbit holes,
Japan,
Brazil beat Japan, then loses to Norway, then loses to England, who loses to Argentina,
Oh, my
who then loses to Spain in the final.
The curse.
I mean,
The curse of Japan.
You could say that about
the passing of Miku.
the U.S. lost to Belgium, who lost to Spain.
No, you see, but Japan is the longest line.
We don't want the long line.
We like the long line.
Compact and concise.
Here we like the long line. No. They had the chance. I mean, it was a game, like you said.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
bad game, But the soccer they shows potential, shows promise. They are on the right track. They are playing the right game. And me as a fan, as a Japan fan, I understand the process. It's way ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Which I want to give a shout out because that comes from Iniesta, though. Iniesta was, 20-some years ago, the first guy who really believed in Japanese soccer.
I'll tell you where
when he
it
went
goes
out
back
and played.
even further to
the-
SUNY Ulster alum
There you go.
Tommy Bayer, Tommy-san.
Yeah. They
Soccer
talk
starts
about
at home. He is an Ulster County native. Played soccer at SUNY Ulster. And has, I think, for the last 20, 30 years, found residence in Japan teaching soccer and has his own TV show. So shout out to Tommy. I've met him at several alumni events because I also am an alum of SUNY Ulster.
Yeah.
So shout out to Tommy.
People
But yes, I
people
agree.
like them that believes in that type of
That
soccer
technical ability.
helped create this program that they are on. And I truly believe that by 2050, they will be world champions.
All right.
And they will still be leaving their mark every 4 years. They're coming back.
Aaron had Curacao, and we're just going to leave that there. Shock crash out for a top 10 team. We all four had the same country, and that was England.
Yes.
And again, argument could be made that in the style of how they lost, England technically crashed out.
I agree we could make that argument, but I think they are
It's tied
far and away.
between-
I would
It's
put
tied.
between Brazil and Germany
And I'll give
as
the same.
the two teams that collectively were disappointing.
because it's just they didn't show who they were. That was my thing with both of them. Brazil, I've been arguing it since the professor came in there. So I have an issue with it.
Yeah,
and
and you nailed it. You knocked it right on.
But Germany, I was shocked the way they play. That's not Germany. That's not that clinical, incredible type of fucking soccer that they play. It was a shadow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, breakout performer. I had Aston Villa's Amadou Onana from Belgium. He had a great World Cup, maybe not to the point of breakout, world beater. And then he also tore his ACL against the U.S.
Sorry to interrupt. We have to make this happen. Onana's song.
Oh na na ooh la
It's gotta
la.
be oh na na na. Is the refugees time?
Oh, that one.
That one. Yeah, we have to make it.
You don't
I'm
even like
gonna
Aston
try.
Villa, though.
I don't care. Yeah,
He's like, it's music. It's okay.
it's music. It's just
like,
for Onana.
like yesterday, he was in a bad mood at one point, but give him a drum and
It's
everything
done.
is
The
cured.
anger goes away. You know my memory. I'm a what do you call it? I'm
A goldfish.
a goldfish.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, Nas stuck with Belgium. Actually, he had Leandro Trossard from Arsenal.
He played well enough to get a $20 million offer from Besiktas.
Yes.
So I mean, he did it worked. So
Godspeed to Turkey for Leandro Trossard.
Yeah.
Diego had Japan's Tanaka.
Yeah.
How did that go for you? Not so good.
Not good. He didn't do well.
And Aaron had Nico O'Reilly from England.
meh.
I agree. Certainly not a breakout performance. Flipping it around still with Aaron, the young player of the tournament. Aaron had the youngest player in the tournament, Mexico's Gilberto Mora.
He played pretty well.
Bits and pieces
played really well.
for a
Honest with you.
17-year-old.
I mean, he's got the big clubs knocking, waiting
yes.
for them to turn 18s.
For
yes.
sure.
So on that end, with that point of view, yes, he was actually
Diego and I both had Brazilian players. Diego had Endrick. I had Hyan, the Bournemouth striker.
Yep.
Hyan actually he played quite well. He didn't figure it in the score sheet in any of the matches, but if you look at like his ratings and what the pundits had to say about him, he did well. Endrick in limited time.
No, I have an issue with Ancelotti with that one though, because yes, everybody says that he didn't do anything, but he's a kid that doesn't get to play more than 10 minutes.
Well,
like you're not gonna do anything. You're bright lights. It's just he had no chance. So yes,
listen, he had
was no effect.
I'm 99% sure this was Hendrick. He had a golden chance with Vinny Jr. putting that outside foot pass through like 3 defenders to an Hendrick breakaway, and he blew it. And that would have been a match winner.
Again, you didn't get enough time. No. There is a thing and there is a thing, though.
This is a World Cup. We don't have time.
That's why we're talking.
You either put it in the back of the net or you don't.
Well, true. That's what I argue with Colombia.
This isn't, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this isn't a 38-game Premier League season where you can ease
It's
Max
a quick
Dowman
tournament.
into a lineup.
Yeah.
It's put up or shut up,
Yeah.
especially for a Brazilian striker. Is there a more famous role on the planet?
No. Zero.
Neymar, Ronaldo,
Romario, Rivaldo, Bebeto, Pele. There is no more iconic spot on the soccer field
that guy.
than the Brazilian striker.
So yeah, no, but
sorry, I don't mean to
No. That's what I say
what we
all
do.
the time. That's what I've been talking about for about 2.5 years. So I understand. I'm still have an issue with the coach because I don't like him. I like him.
You just don't like him in this
decision
which is fair. Which is fair. I don't think locally,
never.
Certainly not on this podcast, but I don't think locally you'll find a bigger fanboy of Carlo Ancelotti than me. And he got it wrong. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Still no reports though whether or not he's right. He has an extension. They just extended his contract, so he's still there.
Stupid.
I mean, maybe you give him a Copa America and see.
No, never mind.
I don't know. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I'm just, I'm trying to get into the head of the Brazilian FA.
He should know better and understand that that's not the way it's going to be. As much power and control they give him and tell him, listen, you can turn the entire Brasileiro out into, Serie A again. It's not going to work. That's not just the way things are in Brazil.
Well,
that's not Brazil.
Well, listen, all I know is I was the closest to getting the player. Right?
Oh, boy.
Because once again, I chose the right country.
Yes.
And I will argue that I think he deserves it over Cubarsi.
I don't know.
How are you going to give a defender
what do you mean?
Over a wing player who scored and
Well, the fact that
assisted.
The fact that they have the least shots on anything in the tournament by like miles, I think.
Yeah.
I mean by miles.
I mean, we'll get to that later when we talk about goalkeeper. But yes, so Naz's selection was Barcelona and Spain's Lamine Yamal. Yep. The winner, of course, if you didn't overhear it, is Pau Cubarsi, the center back for Spain, 19-year-old center back for Spain. I don't have any problem with Cubarsi winning. I would say Lamine Yamal is probably second or third choice in that. Again, they don't give the silver and bronze when it comes to that award, just the golden ball.
Yeah, just the goal.
So it is what it is. I think that's a good shout. I think if he got the award over Pau Cubarsi, I don't think there would be an uproar.
No, everybody will be even happier.
I don't think he played at, and we also, Lamine Yamal at 18, 17 was already a world superstar. So we already have a different kind of opinion of Lamal's floor and ceiling.
Yes.
So where, yes, he had a good tournament. For a lot of people, it was a disappointing tournament because of what he's already done. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Well, he had a target.
Oh, of course,
and that's the problem. I mean, you can agree with that. He was abused the entire tournament, not just Argentina's game, which, to be fair, it was excessive.
Oh,
they went a little too hard. I'm not gonna lie, I'm all pro letting people play, but they were actually a little bit ill.
I do, and I want to talk more about that later in the show. So
that was a problem with Lamine. He took a lot of shots. They always try to cut him off and be rough with him because he's a kid. So I'll give him that, But yeah, that's also the reason why he couldn't get the award. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't influential enough. When that defender kid, man.
Yeah.
Again, it was just sick. Yep. It was just incredible.
All right, let's head over to the top goalkeeper. This is the Golden Glove Award. Aaron had Brazil's Ederson, who wound up actually not starting because of Alisson. So she's out. Diego had insert Colombian goalkeeper.
I should have done that.
Yeah, you would have been great. Nas had David Raya of Spain and Arsenal.
Spain's goalkeeper technically won it.
And Spain.
It's like when you try to hit the bullseye, the red bullseye, and you hit the fucking green instead, and you're like, I still made it. But,
Spain's Unai Simon did wind up winning, although there is a little bit of. I don't want to say conspiracy because that's not the right word, but there is a bit of debate over whether or not he should have won it.
Because
this is the best goalkeeper award, not the best team defense award. The stats are out there. Unai Simon.
So you mean Pigman should have won?
No, I would honestly argue that. So Unai Simon made 10 saves all tournament. Dibu Martinez made 11 saves just in the final.
Yeah.
So
trust me, I'm not a Martinez fan by any chance.
No, and you heard it before. I am not either.
But he was amazing, though.
He played amazing.
That's what I was saying.
I know. You talked about it in the shootout.
You were saying if it goes to penalties,
he's done, bro.
It's done.
I picked the Dutch goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen, who in his time in the tournament did play quite well. He actually had that in the shootout. He had that penalty that he kind of saved and it rolled under him and went in, and that was kind of the beginning of the end, I think, for the Dutch in that shootout. Let's move on to where we all thought the U.S. would finish. Obviously, there's no real debate on this one. Erin had round of 32, so she missed out. Nas had the quarterfinal, so he missed out, and Diego and I did correctly predict the round of 16. Obviously, I would have loved to have been wrong and had the U.S. continue on.
Yeah, I would have loved for you to be right.
Yeah, and then some.
Listen, I didn't expect Freese to put his freaking foot in.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a big Matt Freese fan. It was a glaring error, but I don't think that was the difference in that game. I've never.
Listen, like I said, I'm when it comes to iconic scenes in sports, right? You have the butt fumble, and you have the Giants player digging his foot into the ground, and then Matt Freese digging his foot into the ground is going to be.
I don't think it is because they looked so bad.
No, we're not.
Every player on that team, if that play doesn't happen, they're still not winning that game.
I mean, it's 2-1 though. At that point, you still have a chance to come back.
But they're out.
Didn't they?
Tillman had that free kick, and then 90 seconds later, Belgium marched down the field and scored their second.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was
technically Tim Ream should be the. He was part of 3 of the 4 goals.
Yeah, Tim Ream. I thought, and he's had a great career. I before the tournament even started, I don't know why we brought in a 39-year-old defender as a captain center back, but that's, we live with that decision because we have no choice. Make the best of it. But I think he was at least partially at fault for the first 2 goals. I think the Matt Freese goal, where the vast majority of fault lays on Matt Freese. Yeah. But he could have easily. I'm not saying he should have, but he could have easily gotten a foot on that shot.
He tripped over himself, literally.
So, again, am I going to say the third goal was Tim Ream's fault? No. Could he have helped prevent it? Yes, it's a team game. Where we are.
Yeah.
Again, like we're talking about, if we talk about crash outs, that was a 1 game.
Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad. That's not a bad shout.
But there is future. The old guys are leaving. There's a bunch of young kids coming up. Now that I've been actually watching MLS, there's a lot of promise. I'm not even going to lie. Yes, it's clumsy and it's slow, but it's getting better.
Yeah, and you know what?
Time
technically MLS, one of the MLS stars scored in that Belgium game for Belgium.
There you go.
Speaking of which, rumors of Lukaku may be coming to NYCFC.
Let's go.
But anyway.
We need that, but we need to start trusting the young, homegrown players. It needs to start. There's got to be a base for people that comes out of here. Let's forget about Europe. Let's forget about all that for a little bit. The level is there. The structures are there. Have the players in Europe start coming back here as mentors, as something along those lines, but 1 or 2, not everybody.
Yeah.
Let's grow the team here. We You know?
Again, not the traditional trajectory, but you had 2 MLS players starting in a World Cup final yesterday.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
You had
the
two what?
Nash.
Rodrigo De Paul and
Messi.
Leo Messi, both from the MLS,
Oh,
starting in a World. I said it's not traditional.
ending their career in the MLS.
And
It's different than
the
playing in the MLS.
No, but that's
You
fine.
got to end your career
like
somewhere.
Like I said, just bring mentors, bring people that are willing
Actually,
to
and
teach. Not
How old is
superstars
Rodrigo
that-
De Paul? Not to get off
He's
on
over
a total.
35, I think.
Is he
I
that
think
old?
that's 36.
I thought he was younger. If I'm being, he's 32.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Fuck.
So again, I
Point
mean,
in the
this
show.
might still wind up being the end of his career, or maybe he goes back to Argentina afterwards or something. But Rodrigo De Paul is not the retirement MLS player that we think other players might be. All right, let's keep moving on.
Final.
Our final prediction was for the best fans of the World Cup. I will say objectively, or maybe subjectively, I guess.
That's not a
this is.
prize
I think subjectively, Diego and I nailed it spot on. Aaron picked Mexico. Honestly,
Who won the Fair Play Trophy?
the Netherlands?
Oh yeah. There you go.
What does
They're
that have to
the
do with
best fans.
fans?
I don't know because the fans were nice.
No,
The
fair
fans were
play.
Part of fair play.
No, fair play award is at
That's
least
part of
yellow
fair play.
cards.
Japan.
Japan had some
Nah,
good fans.
I mean they had. I mean the thing about
They were just very polite.
yeah, there was 1 or 2 fans that were very vocal on social media, and then they also had their tradition of the cleaning up trash.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But after they got knocked out, you barely heard anything.
Well, because they all went home.
Yeah.
But
they don't linger. That's one thing they don't do.
Let's collectively say, I think overall, obviously every team, whether it's club
Yeah.
or national teams, has some bad eggs.
Yeah.
I think the fans this tournament were absolutely incredible.
Yeah, all of them.
Across the board, all 48 teams. You even had, obviously some political issues going on, but you saw fans of Egypt and Iran doing, it really was a heartwarming tournament. And I think overall,
You know what? I'm glad that you say that because that's what I actually think Americans understood. That is the power, the true power of this country.
I mean, the game is for the fans.
No, not even as a game though. Like this country holds that type of connectivity that no matter where you come from, because there is people from everywhere in here. At the same time, living together, you have some kind of expectations.
Sure. Yeah.
But then that changes and that eases your way here. If you're here temporarily, you know what I mean? You realize that there is everything here. And that is one of the amazing superpowers that this country have that should be tapped in more than anything else. You know what I mean? But again, let's go back to soccer.
Yes.
No,
It was just a small
you're right.
rant.
Listen, I'll just touch one thing on that, and again, like you said, again, the media portrays one thing one way. Everybody was nervous before coming to it, and the thing the thing that we've learned, a lot of us have learned growing up, is that you can't be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
However, during this World Cup, they have shown that there are ways to get along with everybody.
With everybody. Yeah. No,
I mean, we saw obviously in good fun all the Mexico South Korea stuff,
Yeah.
and everyone in Norway. Like it was really great.
Yep.
Nas, your pick, which is a good shout. I give them probably an honorable mention, was the Netherlands. I mean, they came in absolute
flooded.
If we're talking about quantity only, the Netherlands wins.
Yeah, as much as I will. Yeah, I actually think they are the best.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I said it before. I think Diego and my vote is the winner.
It was.
Scotland brought it. They brought the cones. They drank all the beer. Had a great time. Another shout for Norway.
I mean, Holland himself.
I mean,
made everybody be fan of him.
That's the thing. I don't think it was necessarily Norway's fans. I think Norway is the country that grew the most fans.
Yes, that absolutely.
I would say
100%.
from the start to the
100%.
end, Scotland had the best. I think Norway is the one that grew in popularity from the thing.
Cabo Verde,
not
close second.
Yeah,
but I mean, when you're starting, like, no offense to Cabo Verde, but when you're starting from the ground up,
this is not a flex, but I got to go to a Norway game. The amount of Norwegians I saw at the game, like in and around the area.
Yeah.
So it's not just a the fans got behind Norway. This was a lot of Norwegians that
Absolutely.
were here.
No, we're not denying that.
No.
But as all
You
the
have to
other
put it
teams
as a
got
whole.
eliminated,
Correct.
everybody put on a blue and red.
Correct.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
was the thing.
That was
I
the
saw
thing.
many
It's
people
about
that were like,
growing that
oh,
way.
this team's out. I'm gonna go root for Norway.
Yeah, no,
This team's out. I'm gonna go root
That's
for Norway
fair.
now. Like
That is fair.
And that was right.
The game I was at was a group stage match, so that's
Correct.
long before any of that.
Yeah, no,
correct.
absolutely.
In my opinion, it doesn't just count like the show up at the games. It's also social media.
Yep.
It's
Huge.
It's also
Huge.
public hearing. We see in our local area as well as what goes.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So
All right.
that, yeah.
So I have. We are pretty far. This is what happens when we don't have a producer. We go overboard. But you know what? It's a World
Back
Cup
to our 50 minutes.
review.
Yeah.
We got nothing going on probably for the next few weeks. So
Let's go for
Aaron,
it.
It is our last show at the end of the World Cup.
yes, this is
We can
the
chop this
final
up.
show of the
World Cup.
25-26 season. Let's
There
call
you
it
go.
that.
There you go. And you know what? They can chop it off later
Yeah.
if they want.
yeah.
Or we can separate it into two. We can separate it into discussion and our
So I
There
but
you
I
go.
do have some other off the rails topics that I want to go over with you.
Oh boy.
No, I mean not off the rails, but
I have one.
I want. What did you guys think of the halftime show?
I like that.
I thought it was great.
Absolutely.
I will say, I was not a big fan of the Justin Bieber section.
Yeah, a
not
lot of- a lot
not
of
because I don't like him.
A lot of people said that it felt like
it was
dropped.
everything else was like high energy, and
then
then
you go
Bieber
to
doing his
Bieber pop,
acapella. Yeah, it was
Canadian
just,
pop.
it just I didn't think it fit the rest of the show.
No, it was
I thought the
uncool.
Muppets were incredible. I thought
Yeah.
that was great to have them involved. And I did. I was listening on the way here. I didn't realize it was. I can't think of his name now. The guy from Coldplay produced the whole show.
Oh, really? I
I
can't remember his name.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Chris Martin, is that?
See,
I have no idea.
I am totally fine with halftime shows. I have never had a problem with it. It was actually, it's great for business.
Yeah,
It's
Chris
great
Martin
for,
of Coldplay.
Okay.
It's great for business, great for the show itself, because let's face it, that is also a show. We go to a game to be entertained.
Yeah, I don't
It's
have any
as
problem
much-
with
yeah.
it. And I also, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but all the bad reaction is blaming this on like Americans. This is all FIFA that
No.
puts
It's
it-
America, but it's a good example. I'm fine
But
with it. I'm totally fine.
No,
I blame
I don't.
America.
Honestly, I disagree. I don't think this was like the U.S. saying no. We got to have a halftime show. I think this is FIFA saying, let's milk this. Let's get more viewers.
No.
Listen, people went to the Coliseum to be entertained.
Yeah.
Whether that was killing people or actions or shows, whatever it was.
Yep.
That's what it's sports and entertainment
Entertainment.
media.
Absolutely.
That's what people
I
forget.
100% agree. And no, let's say it was FIFA, but it's like everything. As a business, you go to a place and there is a cultural thing. And one of the things that are cultural here is that the biggest event of whatever is happening on a league or a sport or anything, there's got to be a intermediate
Yeah.
show.
Oh yeah.
So how are you not going to do that? And I will take it further. It should just be a thing. FIFA as a business should have the
Right,
sense
right.
of, if you're all about the money, that's what generates the most amount of money. Because now you have multinational, multi-platinum people that are coming in that has millions and millions of fans that wouldn't approach your
And don't
sport
forget,
otherwise.
normally they do the Super Bowl for free.
Yeah.
Like they don't technically
And-
get paid other than ad.
And maybe most importantly, let's shout out the real Colombian MVP of the World Cup.
Shakira, te
Oh,
quiero.
how old is she?
My baby.
39?
No,
40-something?
she's
48?
50.
Yeah.
She's like 50.
Yeah, she's
Ish.
still got it.
I saw
No.
a meme where
She's
it was
like
like Shakira
48.
when I was born and Shakira now, and it was like the same picture.
It's insane, dude.
I
It's
saw a
amazing.
meme.
I love her.
She's 49 from Barranquilla. I saw a meme
I love you.
of post World Cup. They had a picture of her, and they were like putting it back in like in the freezer. All right, come. We'll see you. We'll see you in 2030.
It's like what's her the girl that sings Christmas,
Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
yes.
Every
Exactly-
Christmas, throw her out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4 World Cups in a row and
Yeah.
counting.
Yeah.
And it was funny because
She's-
what was it? After the Waka Waka, after South Africa, there was another. It was
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez that
Yeah.
was supposed to have the song of
Yeah.
the World Cup, but because she did a secondary track,
Yeah.
the fans literally
Yeah.
requested her instead of Jennifer Lopez. It was crazy.
EC94 says, who do we want to see win the Ballon d'Or? That's a good question, because quite often in World Cup years, it goes to and why is it Kane? You know what?
Why is it Kane? Because he's not in the Premier League this year. That's why.
So I mean, Kane's got a good shout, but
it's gonna go to Messi. Watch.
I don't think so. Most often in World Cup years, it has gone to the Golden Ball winner.
Yes.
No,
which is Rodri. I don't think it's Messi. I mean,
it's Messi. It's not a matter of reason. It's a matter of Messi. That's it. It's it. I'm sorry. I know you're laughing. You know what I mean.
I don't know.
You know exactly.
Messi is Messi.
Messi is Messi, and Messi be Messi.
This would be. I think.
I'm sorry, easy, but
it's like him. It's like him staring at himself. It's like him staring at himself in the mirror. Like, who's gonna win the ball? You're gonna win the ball.
I mean, I don't believe we've ever had a player not playing in Europe win. Lamine Yamal is not a bad shout. I mean, you had him as your breakout player.
Yeah, but then Kubarsi goes and wins Young Player Award somehow.
That's why he won it, because they're going to give it to Jamal.
I don't believe we've ever had a Ballon d'Or winner that was not playing in Europe. Because I remember, go back to the year Neymar came in second place while still playing at Santos, and it was like unheard of. So I can't see it.
In Neymar, Messi. I'm sorry. I wish I could say and articulate anything else.
If he won, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, this is such a shock." But I don't think he gets it.
Farewell.
I'm trying to think.
I think so.
If Patino couldn't give him the World Cup, he's gonna give him the Ballon d'Or.
Or I don't know. Could you see maybe like a Vitinha or someone from that PSG team?
Oh, damn.
That's what I see. We have such recency bias that we forgot that like PSG has won their second consecutive Champions League. You know what I mean?
Bias, bro. It's not even recency.
It's Europe bias.
It's a thing, though. But like, I believe that as a farewell, just because of what you did and whatever, homage and all this, and I don't disagree with it. I'm just saying, GOAT is GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna.
EC also asked, who did you guys want to win the World Cup, by the way, and who are you rooting for after your team was knocked out?
Yep, we did go over this earlier on the show.
You probably just missed it. I predicted Brazil to win. I'm a big Carlo Ancelotti fan.
Over
obviously,
the Netherlands, right?
in my heart, I wanted the U.S. to win the World Cup. Did I think they were going to win? No. Nas probably agrees, at least on the U.S. front, with that. Nas predicted Spain to win the World Cup.
I did have them beating France in the final, but due to how the brackets fell, they ended up beating France.
Diego to the left here had Norway,
I have to say
which
several
honestly
times.
was like the
Cinderella?
surprising good guess.
Yeah.
He is also a big fan of. He's Colombian
I'm
born, so he's a
Colombian,
big
so
Colombia
once
fan.
Colombia was out, I was with Norway for about 2 days.
Yeah,
and Japan.
And Japan was out before Colombia. So so I was Norway for a little bit, and then I was neutral.
EC, who did you want to win?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know. And then let's see. I had one other question. Oh, so.
And what did you do?
Well, I have two other questions actually. So now the tournament is behind us. England and Spain. All right.
There you go, my brother.
Good shouts.
Very good shouts. Though. I'm sorry about that last 25 minutes.
The first ever 48 team tournament is behind us. What did we think?
You said the last?
The first ever 48 team tournament.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I thought it was great.
More 64.
More teams, more fans.
I thought
more experience, more games.
We didn't have the blowouts that we thought, a lot of us had, or we're going to have. And what I did find is with that extra round of games, even though it's just one more game, I found that the best teams made it further. It was less, you really needed players 1 through 24, 25 in this tournament, as opposed to, just the stars.
But the other thing that it did show is that the additional teams that were able to get in, teams that did have their first appearances or their first goals, or showed that they belonged.
Yeah.
They played their hearts out. They played well. Again, the joke about Cabo Verde, they tied, both of the finalist teams in the 90 minutes.
And as much as of a meme that it became, it's a big reality for these small teams. It's a big place to look forward to. I mean, think about Cabo Verde now. After this performance, they go back home. First of all, they're national heroes. That's fine.
Sure.
So they're gonna actually care about their country's soccer. Now this, I think it's like a 4-team league that they have, maybe 5.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
I read up on them a little bit, and it's like a 5-team league. People have jobs, and it's just a thing that
like
you get
a semi-professional, yeah.
So now that is going to grow because they are going to get money. The federation gets a substantial amount of money.
Sure. No, not substantial. That is life-changing money for the Cabo Verde.
Thank you for the follow, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I appreciate it.
We always appreciate that.
But yeah, so that alone is going to grow this country's soccer exponentially. Now you have all these expats.
Yeah.
That as much as we argue about the whole, going back to whatever because of opportunities, now these people actually kind of show love for it. They're coming back to Cabo Verde because they're like, yes, there is no chance I'm playing for whatever nation I'm living at, but I also want to do something,
Sure.
So, yes, this tournament did that for a few teams, so, not just one.
Yeah, so I have something, and it's something that the U.S. has always been talking about, and I'm sure we can turn it into another segment eventually. However, there was an article out that said that the head of U.S. soccer, or whatever the conglomerate is here in the United States, will be looking into trying to rid the soccer system of pay to play.
Yes, I did see that.
So I'll give you the quick and dirty answer, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it happen. There is 0% chance it happens for a couple of reasons. One, I don't think we can put the toothpaste back in the tube when it comes to, families are always going to think the more I spend, the better the result is.
I love it, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm actually encouraging it.
The way that I feel with that, though, is that yes, you can still have your pay to plays.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's more to offer for those that can't pay to play,
exactly.
It might make a bigger difference than getting rid of it.
The second part of my argument, and listen, I coached for 25 years.
Yep.
Nobody wants to see it more than I do. Well, maybe other people do, but the other problem is just the geography of the U.S.
So,
it's you hear stories. Tyler Adams, for instance.
Yeah.
His mom would drive him down to Newark 4, 5, 6 days a week from Dutchess County. You hear the stories of like Clint Dempsey in Nacogdoches, Texas, driving multiple hours every day. We heard it firsthand with Landon when he was here.
Yes.
If he wasn't given rides by the families of other players and offered to play for free by other teammates kind of all footing the bill collectively for him, he wasn't making it. But a lot of that is not just cost, but it's just geography. We can build an incredible free academy right here in Newburgh. That's great.
Yeah.
How does that help the player in Albany? How does that help the player in Buffalo?
The way you eliminate that type of thing is just by, and 100% honest, by investing. And I don't know how would there be a way, because the government and in laws and everything, but invest on the schools systems. Because that's where you eliminate distance. And you don't make it a super mega professional. You just invest on the personnel. You find a guy that knows soccer. You bring a lot. I'm sorry, I was going to curse. You bring a lot of coaches that know what they're doing. You train them. You explain it to them. You create a philosophy. And then you send them out to the schools. And you make sure the schools themselves grow.
Okay.
And you create a program.
I love it.
You take it as serious.
Who pays for that coach?
At that point, that's what I'm saying. At that point,
and that's just one coach in one school. You have to pay for that coach in every school now. That's what I mean. Like I love the idea of it.
How about USA soccer? US soccer pays for it somehow. Again, that's how it is. It's private investment.
So how does US soccer pay for it? All of US soccer's money comes from the World Cup, the Gold Cup, and U.S. youth soccer's registration fees.
He said it correct. He said it correctly, because it's not just the geography in the terms of where you have to travel to go. The places, all these countries that have huge teams, again, they've been in it longer, right? Yeah. But their countries are also so compact with not just big teams, but local teams, local clubs, local sponsors, probably.
Yeah.
Right? In England, you can throw a rock and hit a soccer team.
Yeah. So EC says, I hope you guys do invest a lot in footy. I can see the U.S. being a big team in the future. Yeah, I agree. I do think what eventually winds up happening is some kind of hybrid where there's paid options, there's more, because MLS academies right now are free.
Yeah.
That is a stipulation of being in the MLS, is you have to offer this academy free of charge to players. But they also balance that book by holding all these camps and charging, kids and their families $600-700 for a 4-day day camp. You know, so it's like it's Smurf says yes, sports ball. I agree. Yes. So yeah, also this is a 30, 40, 50 year change.
Exactly.
Like we're not just going to snap our fingers and all of a sudden we're driving on the left side of the road now. Like, you know what I mean? This is going to be a progression. It's going to take a couple of people willing to put up their own money and their own energy to try to affect that change. And but that'll be the hyper local thing.
Yes, but think about it. That's what in a way we do here. You and
I know
would
that.
love to eventually get to a point that we can. That is what's happening now. Yes, please. That is something that, I'm going to reveal a little bit. But yes, that's the end game. The end game is have the possibility of growing a community to the point that the community can sustain itself.
Sure.
These kids come up.
But that is absolutely not going to happen in every single community. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
It's not football.
There's not
football. There's football everywhere. There's football in the middle schools. There's football in the high schools. There's football in the colleges.
But how about eventually? I think we have the possibility of getting to those points.
You do, but it's going to take time.
Yeah, generations.
It's going to take more than 250 years.
Yeah. So EC goes on to say, you guys know how to create world-class sportsmen. You have that DNA in your country. I think it could happen decently fast. I don't disagree with the first half of that statement. It's just, I think when it comes to other sports, and we're starting to see that script flip a little bit, is most of the sports that we have the best at, we're the only country that plays or gives a damn about that sport. Yep. You look at European basketball players now. When's the last American that not named LeBron James, that won an MVP?
I mean that's true. However,
you know what I mean?
However, the U.S. also has placed first in the basketball tournament.
Oh yeah, no, right.
So exactly.
Like baseball at the Olympics, or I shouldn't say baseball.
We're getting outshone in baseball lately.
Softball in the Olympics. It's no longer. I think it's coming back this summer, but it wasn't an Olympic sport for a long time because no other countries care about it.
But even baseball, though. But no, Easy is right. We do. America can definitely produce high-level athletes.
Sure.
Just because
can we do it consistently for soccer? That's just what it.
It's like Aaron was saying. It's not football or basketball. So it takes going against the grain, and like you said, it takes the right kind of people to take interest really on it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Soccer did overtake hockey.
Yeah.
Right. It is. I think it is the number 4 sport in the US right now.
I think we are, and I've probably mentioned this once or twice on the podcast previously. We are at a point now where the kids coming up, as getting into, 18, 19, into their 20s now. Smurf says, I think it's more about fans and athletes. Having good athletes doesn't bring sponsors. Good fans bring sponsors. Yeah,
correct.
That's a great shout. And that actually kind of leads into what I was just about to say. We are, our general age is the first generation of
grew up with
American-born parents now that are pushing soccer.
Correct.
They
played.
For the most part, like
watched,
when we were kids. Obviously, Diego's experience is different, not growing up here. Yeah. But my experience here was I was one of the only Americans with American parents.
That
was crazy for soccer. Yeah. Most other friends of mine that played soccer came from either they were first generation Americans or they came from a very ethnic background, or they were they had just moved here from other countries. So
hey, go back one. Yeah, no, you are right, Easy. Actually, yes, the young. That's what we're talking about. The younger
says, I think some of the younger generations are getting more into soccer. I mean, look at I Show Speed. And the World Cup has been meme to hell. It was huge for the younger audience online. I'm sure this World Cup alone converted a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the sponsorship.
No, I'm not.
I mentioned I Show Speed mainly for the fact that he grew on his fandom of Ronaldo. Like that was a big thing. Like yes, I do understand that because of him and what he did for this World Cup, he did bring a lot of younger fans, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I feel like his main inclusion was his ties with Ronaldo.
And for what it's worth, I actually thought if I didn't know anything about him, I thought his performance at the World Cup, it's not my flavor, but I thought he did. Like I was pleased that it seemed like he actually took the time to rehearse and it looked like he took it seriously.
Yeah, and there was I found it incredible that they gave him props to be able to stream live at the Cup.
Yes,
like that was
absolutely. And
but you get guys like I Show Speed. You have guys like to bring it back to other sports, Kevin Durant, Steve Nash, LeBron James, Tom Brady, J.J. Watt. They all own soccer teams now. Yep. Like they
Michael
know.
B. Jordan. You have the actors now. Michael B. Jordan,
Rob McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds. So it's definitely soccer is becoming much more of a mainstream sport. Whether it is in fan bases and attendance at games is obviously that's a bonus, but that's not the important thing in my eyes for growing the game.
Yeah.
But becoming part of the pop culture lexicon, I think soccer is definitely there. EC says, would you say this is the biggest turning point for soccer popularity in the U.S. in its history?
So far, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. There was no internet back in '94.
No, I know, but I think
even when we made the quarterfinals in 2002, you barely heard
it. I think the '94 World Cup was the biggest turning point from the sense that it forced. So just to take you guys behind the curtain a little bit into the weeds, and EC, I assume doesn't know this either, but the U.S. was awarded the '94 World Cup with the contingency of creating a proper first division league. The U.S. before MLS went a good 15 years of not having professional soccer. Yeah. So I think just on that sense alone, 94 World Cup and the creation of MLS is a bigger turning point. I think
popularity-wise.
All
right, so that's fair. Yeah. And I'm rereading. Yes.
One thing is a trigger, and the other one.
That's a great point. Yeah. So we'll call. Let's call 2026 1A and 94 1B.
We'll say the creation of soccer in the U.S. was 94.
Yeah.
Right. Or we can call it. I'm just trying to think of like
the true presentation of soccer.
Other analogies and comparisons.
No. A turning point is valid because it forced USA to commit to soccer.
It was 93 BS before soccer and 95 AS after soccer.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Love it. All right. Well, EC, first of all, thank you. Those were awesome questions. I hope you hang out and chat and with us live more often. That is going to do it for our post-World Cup Redux. Any final parting thoughts besides what we've already mentioned today, either of you?
Nope. Thank you to Smurf also for jumping in. He's a friend of mine as well.
Absolutely, my guys.
Thank you. I'm going to put together a separate post for our socials, which again, if you're on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and I think that's it. And we have a Discord obviously as well. EC, thank you, appreciate it. Nas, Smurf says Nas. Good shout out.
Thank you very much, my guys.
Yeah, EC, we're here for it. We are building our own soccer community here, one day at a time.
Yep. So. Every Monday we stream, and then during the Premier League seasons we stream every Saturday morning to get the ball rolling.
And we also the Monday shows are also then syndicated, usually Tuesday mornings, depending on how early I get up, onto Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
You also have the Twitch and the YouTube because we do the multi-streaming. Those finish up.
So lots of things going on, and we have more things. Hey, you know what, Smurf? It's all good. We're gonna convert another person to soccer right here.
There you go.
Right here, right now.
Yes.
So thank you again. I'm gonna put together a post later this week. Just thanking, obviously I'll say it here, but thank you again to all, first and foremost, Diego and Naz for coming along for the ride with me this World Cup.
Yes, sir.
Crazy 5 weeks.
And thank you to all of our fans that came in droves, day one to day, I don't even know how many days the World Cup was, but day one to the final. And we're hoping, obviously we know, just like the Olympics, like, you know, there tends to be a drop off after the international tournaments, but we hope that you all stay tuned with us, not only for the podcast, but also our watch parties and events upstairs.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys so much. We will catch you back here next Monday for A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar, but stay tuned. We have some other alternate content planned for the rest of the summer and into the fall. So again, Smurf, EC, thank you. Be good. Naz, Diego, thank you again for a great show.
Be well,
and we will see
everybody.
you soon.